Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Near Disney. It is the Wednesday show. And of course, we panel of local real estate experts and just Orlando, Florida enjoyers are coming together to bring you news updates about everything within a 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle. Get things off and popping. So we are excited to have you tune in. If you happen to be catching us live or if you're watching the replay, you can always engage with us in the chat or the comment section, or even just do better if you like what we have to say, or just appreciate us sharing our expertise on like the market around here. Our phone numbers are up here the whole time, and anytime you can reach out to us directly, and we make ourselves available to you like that. So this stream is sponsored by Florida in Motion Realty, and
Yeah.
I am Elijah Lewis. They call me the Prince of Real Estate here on Near Disney.
And I am Sue Koptiev with Florida in Motion Realty, and they call me Aurora. So we welcome you tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. So there's a number of some interesting topics to go over today. I mean, one of the big buzz events that happened that they've been kind of alluding to for a while is that we did get another official formal rate cut when the Federal Reserve met, and according to MSN.com, the Fed just cut rates to the lowest point since 2022. Wow, that's already going to be 4 years ago in a couple weeks, huh?
I know, right?
You want to think about that. And so they kind of laid it out for like what that means. In some cases, this rate cut in particular was kind of anticipated by many lenders. So some of them kind of already priced that in to their sheets. But it's the third in 4 months as far as rate cuts goes for 2025. And with this latest cut, they sliced another 25 basis points. So it wasn't anything extra huge, but off the benchmark. And but basically pushed the federal funds rate down to a range of 3.5% to 3.75%. And that in turn marks a meaningful milestone, and to make millions of potential home buyers looking for more affordable mortgage loans, and those hoping to refinance. If you happen to have gotten a couple years ago or like in a 7% rate or something, this could be an opportunity to think about refinancing there. And so basically now we're seeing some aggressive tightening in this cycle. We're just happy to let you know if it's going to keep on coming, hey, maybe now's the time to go ahead and make a move on pursuing your home purchase opportunity, because we've also, as we brought up last week, our governor and our Florida government's even talking about doing something with trying to make an effort to cut property taxes, ease that burden. So all that coming together could just make more affordability possible for you guys potentially. So we'll keep you posted all about. And then just want to throw things over to another little article that had to do with what makes Orlando special to move here and invest in family, bring your family into real estate to begin with. What did you find here, Sue?
Well, one of the things I found is that Orlando has again apparently beaten out New York City as the #1 place to watch fireworks and to ring in the new year. So I would have to agree with that. Now I've never been in New York City on New Year's Eve, but some of the key things that they found were the fireworks, of course, are incredible. Florida, let's see, Orlando was not the only city in Florida that hit that top 5, or excuse me, the top 10. Miami was number 10, and Tampa was number 12. So that's not too bad considering how many cities in this country, really go all out for celebrating, the new year. I loved that Las Vegas. Woohoo!
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see the newest. There's like a picture in my head from decades of cinema about what Times Square looks like. I
Mhm.
have not been there in recent years myself, but then when I kind of do occasionally see a new like video of that, it
Mhm.
does just seem so different. So much more screens that
Oh,
are like
yeah.
bigger and less vintage looking, and it just seems like
More
a gigantic like
technology.
television set that's very, very vibrant. And I just don't know how to feel about that changing my own mental image of what Times Square has always looked like. So
It's almost like, some of those futuristic movies that were made in the 80s and 90s. It's kind of like it's starting to look like that, like you said, with all the screens and the advertisement and lights and just everything.
getting
Um,
close to that Blade Runner kind of thing. Oh, we got a comment on Facebook from Karen K.
Hi,
Uh,
Karen.
with her party emojis, talking and getting excited for 2026. We're getting excited for it too.
Yes.
We've already gotten into some awesome real estate transactions that are set to close at the start of the new year to ring it in and get people situated for that new milestone in life. And we're looking forward to all the new relationships we're going to build. This year was really cool because I say that, like, as far as we've been doing near Disney, um, more people reached out to us directly this year from watching on YouTube, from from the show, from the Near Disney umbrella. And we got to actually have real interactions with you and real real estate
Hmm.
purchase and help and ways to help you out. So that was awesome. And oh, you're saying hello, everyone. I appreciate you saying hello from watching us on Facebook that time. We're on Facebook and YouTube, of course, with a presence to keep bringing you all this Orlando update content. So yeah, I guess some of the main reasons that Orlando Date Night Guide.com, so multiple articles covering this development about Orlando just being this hot spot for celebrating New Year's. First in availability of affordable fine dining, first in legality of fireworks, because you've actually you do some places where they're worried about fires or worried about noise more than others. It's hard to even put on those awesome shows that are world class like Disney does and like Orlando does. First
Hmm.
in forecasted precipitation, so yeah, we're getting lowest likelihood of rain around that time,
And we
and
don't get
40th in
snow.
traffic congestion. So yeah, that's the other thing that I'm sure that Times Square is going to struggle with maybe a little bit by comparison to us. So
Well, it'll
that's
be it'll be traffic. They cordon it all off, so there's no vehicles in there other than I
mhm,
think like emergency vehicles and stuff. But
sure.
no, so you're battling people traffic because it's
Yeah.
just it's wall to wall people everywhere. And when you can get a hotel, a 3-star hotel for less than $70 in Orlando, I can't even imagine what they're going for this year in New York. I know it's thousands, it has been in the past, but we're much
Yeah.
more affordable. And you have to remember, like what you said with the fireworks, Orlando has to up it a notch if it's even possible because they have to compete, like you said, with Magic Kingdom and with Hollywood Studios and with Epcot, especially. So
And that's Disney competing with itself. um, awesome. Great to hear it. Great to be a part of this beautiful area. And
mhm.
speaking of which, not just are we top in charts on New Year's, but a fun islands.com had this cool article about America's happiest holiday destination being a southern city with green spaces, sun, and walkability. Well, they didn't give it away in the headline, but however, this article saying that after comparing 40 popular traveler destinations that have proven to trigger the body's happy hormones, serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins,
Orphans.
bookretreats.com determined Orlando, Florida to be the happiest holiday destination in the US in its 2025 Holiday Happiness Index. And that, say that 5 times fast. Grinch, holiday, hoobie, whatty? Uh, yes, hard to ignore that we've got these things like the Disney and Universal to bring cheer, especially when they lean so heavily into their holiday theming on both for everyone. And that is just so cool to see us get this recognition for. And we even just talked about how in an article last week that Epic Universe was actually really bringing in a lot more visitors and a lot more traffic and a lot more theme park enjoyment, as the tax revenue from that is really helping our area more than was even
It's great.
forecasted. So basically, as far as beyond just the theme parks, they're talking about green spaces to explore in Orlando, Florida. Like Lake Eola is a beautiful spot in particular, where you get a chance to walk along a picturesque, almost like mile paved loop around a beautiful lake that's just dotted with fun stuff all around it, and the swans are all over it, little like roadside curiosities, and of course the paddle boats that are in the shapes of swans that you can ride out there, and flower beds. So just this stuff that, yeah, even just walking around there. My sister used to like live walking distance to Lake Eola when she was hip and cool in the city girl lifestyle. And I would love visiting her and just getting to walk around this place. It does make you happy to see these trendy places to get like thrifting and shoes and boba tea and parties and fun little stores you never would have dreamed. Botanical gardens like Lou Gardens are we even covered that they're expanding and making even cooler attractions there to have guests enjoy. So everything that's awesome about this is it's not just that it's already good, it's that it's all on the path to getting better even, and it's trying to take the mantle forward. So yeah, that's going to keep the happiness even stronger in Orlando. So I'm glad we got recognized by Book Retreats there. Throwing it over to maybe just your purchasing mindset if it comes to going into the new year. So you found an interesting article, Sue, about what trends are going to be moving forward that are on the map.
Yeah, they're actually, when you think about it, when you hear these or you read these, it actually kind of makes sense. It's just kind of maybe some common sense in there. Excuse me. For instance, a new starter home, people aren't looking at just affordability. They're wanting somewhere, especially first-time home buyers, that they want to have maybe a smaller footprint. They want natural beauty, intentional designs, and they want a home that they are comfortable and happy and feel safe living in. And and that's all any of us want, really, in our
Sure.
home, whether we're buying or renting. So that makes perfect sense to me. Paint colors that sell actually right now, they're gravitating again to me. I've been around for a little while. The earth inspired hues and the classic neutrals. It brings the interior, the exterior. It just makes it, warm and inviting. And, you got to make sure, even though it may not seem like a really drastic color, you got to make sure you get the right shade, because that's a critical part of it.
Sure.
Influencers, social media is shaping real world wish lists. Things like curated pantries, cozy reading nooks, smart homes, big big islands in the kitchen, open floor plans. These are all things that we still, we see people are really, really looking for. And I thought this was really interesting. The layout matters. The square footage isn't like the biggest factor. 86% say that flexible layouts help them see past the size. They want a seamless flow, or just the home to flow in general, and make it work for you and your family. Craftsmanship is back in the spotlight again. People are looking for custom things, natural materials, maybe not so much, plastic and Formica type things, but, stone, granite, hardwood floors are still very popular. A lot of older homes in Florida have those. And sometimes they're hidden under carpet, but man, you raise that carpet up and you get somebody in there to strip those floors and polish them. They're just amazing. And curb appeal. Curb appeal is 2.0, according to this. Nearly half buyers won't buy a home that it doesn't feel right the moment they walk in. And that emotion, a lot of times, and that feeling that they get is going to start when they pull up in front of the house. It's going to start at the curb. So hence that word curb appeal, right?
Yeah, this for sure. Yeah, that first impression when you pull up, people they like certain kinds of just designs. Like maybe they just want a colonial home or more Victorian style home style, the classic Americana. or just, it's something's going to resonate with someone. And just how you do your landscaping and how you've maintained the exterior goes good. Like you want to do that. I would just say, especially if you're in a competitive market, you want to do that like kind of power washing, or that necessary. It's obvious you need it paint up front, and don't just like kind of wait for the inspection report or the showings to have feedback. Just if you just if you kind of want to prioritize a quick sell. And some of this that you're saying, yeah, lines up with what I've heard from comments. People are kind of, they're down on the all grays and whites that had been trendy for so long. Like you were seeing the feedback go from, oh, this is so modern, to, oh, this looks like a hospital. Like some of the things that I've seen some of the terminology and the responses turn on that a bit, and they do like more of those colors and more of that warmth, like you're talking about. And as far as the influence of influencers goes, like even like right here, the Near Disney home studio, like a dedicated space in a house. Like I didn't go to some office to record. I mean, some like office building to record this.
Right.
This is in a home studio here. And like, yeah, I mean, just to have this is so important to so many people. And I'm like taking my walks in neighborhoods, and sometimes you just take a glance and you see a first floor office, and there's so many people with the computers and the cameras and the lights and that backdrop, because this has just become, this isn't like some trendy thing that the occasional like enthusiast or weirdo does. This is a huge percentage of people are pursuing this kind of lifestyle for their business, or even for just like their passion or their hobby or side hustle, doing like content creation. And so to have these spaces is huge. And if you can sell your home as being conducive to a space like this with its floor plans somehow, yeah, that's going to make a difference. Because when Kim Hawk, the fairy godmother of real estate on this channel, she did a whole video series of remodeling this home that we're in right now to get it to this beautiful renovated finish from, she gutted the place. And yeah, creating this new and improved Near Disney space was a top priority in purchasing this property and in improving it. And with that, after your good article there, I'll throw it over to this guide I found on listingreports.com that was like, keep your credit strong during the holiday. Now that sounds like it could be easier said than done. There's somebody to get a gift for. You were so kind yesterday as to have got me a nice gift for the holiday season, but they all add up between everyone and all the stuff that goes into getting the holiday to feel special. And all of a sudden it's just like, if buying a home is on your resolution list for 2026, you kind of want to be able to make sure that your credit doesn't get away on you during the Christmas frenzy. And so they came up with this report for making sure that your credit doesn't take a hit during this time.
Yeah.
Setting a holiday budget and sticking to it, of course. It sounds like common sense, but if you really don't take that time to look yourself in the mirror or really write it all down, then it only becomes theoretical and it doesn't become real. Got to track your spending here. Just keep all those receipts. How much you took a hit when you got that special someone that gift. Pay the bills on time. Yeah, that's always good to do. Whether you've set it up all that toward the first of the month, and then of course Christmas happens at the end of the month, and the last nights of Hanukkah and all those, all those December holidays kind of hit right toward the end there. And New Year's Eve, of course, December 31st. You stock up on libations and single-use things like streamers and funny hats. They're just they could throw it right in the trash.
Yeah.
all that.
Right. It lasts for 5 minutes.
Could have helped with the new home, right? But, and then of course, keep your credit use low. Maybe just when it comes to the budget, that's just factoring in the money that you've actually got on hand rather than money that you could be in debt for in the future. And of course, starting new credit cards, probably not a good idea. Just like when you have that meeting with your lender, when you're getting pre-qualified, say don't buy a new car, or don't go into any kind of big debt. Death by 1,000 cuts debt. Little things also not good. The consume, it really adds up. If you watch a little bit of Dave Ramsey, you see how big that pile can get for
Mhm.
people on just those little things.
Yeah, can happen very fast if you're not paying attention.
Well, just because
Absolutely.
materialism it goes hand in hand with Christmas. You watch enough of those, like How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Charlie Brown movies, where everyone's holding hands around the Christmas tree and swaying. It's hopefully you get reoriented to realize it's about family, or just having that home base that's going to be where so if you've got that settled first, all the rest can come in the future years after, making memories. So
Yeah.
just our 2 cents on that. For credit score can definitely, it's definitely something that's going to help and impact that pre-approval that you get. And
Mhm. Hey, I wonder
especially
if
if you
they're
rent.
now that we're getting rid of pennies, I wonder if that this is our 2 cents. I wonder if that's gonna change to this is our 5 cents. I kinda like
Yeah.
that.
Well, everything else has gone up with inflation, right?
Give it
So,
more value.
now it's not a penny for your thoughts, a nickel or a dime.
Oh, a nickel or a dime, yes. Hey, I just wanted to really quick give a shout out for not just our wonderful team leaders and encouragers and guidance directors and supporters of Kim and Rod Hawk, but every year they do really special things for us for Christmas. And last night, we all met at this amazing, and I'm going to give them a shout out also we were at Pop. Tell me what it was. Pop Stroke. We
Yeah.
were at Pop Stroke, yes, in Winter Garden in the Hamlin area. And if you have, that was my first time being there. If you have not been there, it's probably the nicest mini golf place that I've ever been to, ever seen.
It was very nice.
Really
Very
good. They did a great dinner for us. We had super fun, exchanging our white elephant gifts, and then we played, rounds of golf, and it was just really, really fun. But the hospitality there was great. Like I said, the food was excellent, and so that would be a really fun place. If you've got family coming in, or you want to take the kids somewhere special, that like we always try to encourage people. There's a lot more here, like you were saying earlier about Lake Eola. There's a lot more here than just the parks.
Oh
And
yeah.
so much to do. And last night it was chilly, but it was clear and there was a little breeze, and it was just perfect. So
Oh yeah.
thank
I
you
like
again, Kim and
whatever.
Rod.
Yeah, it's finally put on layers again. Looks
I
cool,
know. I
feels
wore a
cool.
jacket.
But yeah,
I actually wore a jacket.
pop stroke was cool golfing, and it wasn't like it's putt gimmicky around, like they put
Right.
funny card cutouts and stuff around it. They very like sophisticatedly designed these curves and these tracks to look really cool without maybe leaning into the corny, like some places.
Yeah.
There's plenty of that. Like you can go to Universal City Walk and get all the funny uh designs for your putting. So yeah, we recommend that. Was not too far of a drive. It was pretty good.
No, it's like
Yeah, it's
from
awesome how
where I
much
live is like
fun and
20
entertainment's
minutes.
around here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So yeah, definitely good for shot. Maybe we'll have to bring up some of the pictures from that next time.
Ah, that's a good idea.
All right, well, take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, I would just remind you, we're here for your real estate needs, and our phone numbers are here. Hit the like button. It helps us out. If you could please hit the subscribe button, that brings us closer down the path toward 10,000 subscribers that we would love to hit and exceed in 2026, and continue to deliver
Yes.
this good content for you, because we don't just have these group chats like on Wednesday night. Fridays, if you tune in, if you're a subscriber, you'll find that at 1:30 p.m. we stream a highly produced video that showcases these areas of Orlando and Central Florida that we talk about very much when we cover the market. So you'll see we go in depth, being on the ground in St. Cloud, being on the ground in Lake Nona, being on the ground in Dr. Phillips or Celebration, Florida, the town built by Disney. And that you just get like these 10 to 20 minute just deep dives where we're just there in it and showing you the best of all these places has to offer. That's what's awesome about the Friday show in particular. We have our own in-house production crew that takes care of that. And it's just one of the highest value things that we try to bring to you. So when you subscribe and like, it lets us continue to do that for you, and we love getting to know you. So I'll throw it over to Kim Hawk, the Fairy Godmother of Real Estate, to sign us off with the outro. Take care, everyone.
Good night.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.